the ColorLogic system works accurately because we have characterized all of our colors and our decorative effects based on what the printing press can do. So we've basically studied all major press manufacturers, whether that's printing with white ink or silver ink or toner, and we then built a system around it. So all of our algorithms in our plugins, all the color formulations in our swatch books are based around what the press can achieve. So from there, we now know what is achievable with the machine. We can now use those tools to do color separation. So that could be in Illustrator, like we're in now, to show you. We could be packaging labels, etc., using our dedicated metallic palettes. Could be in InDesign as well, but today we're going to demonstrate how to do the image separation that we did for Printing United on your files. So as a quick demonstration to compare against how white ink is usually done versus what we do with ColorLogic, on the left hand side we have the traditional old-fashioned white ink mask. Now that basically means you have to create a separation where you want to see the white. Now you can't see white on a computer screen if you make it white. So for anybody that's not familiar with this, if I make it white and then I switch on my file, you cannot see your white separation because white set to overprint or multiply goes transparent. Therefore, we're all taught that basically we should create a spot color called white and we should make it like blue, for example. That's the most commonly used one. So now we see the white, but it's blue. So all your whites are blue, all your images contaminated by blue colors, you can't really see the intent of the design correctly. Now what normally happens is people basically put metallic in everything else. So in this background area, for example, you would have the silver substrate and that's it. So you'd have silver substrate and white. And it's quite a crude way of working. You get these kind of like hard edges. There's no photorealism, there's no shading, and quite honestly, it looks quite terrible. Now with ColorLogic, on the other hand, this image here, we have the ColorLogic separation. So you can see the image on the right actually looks right. It looks correct. And it looks correct because we're using our plugins. So first of all, we have a plugin from the plugin menu. It's an Adobe UXP based plugin. The image separation algorithms have been developed, like I said, based on what the press can do. So it takes into account things like ISO standard for the CMYK. And then calculates the optimum effect for the pixels in the image based on all these different properties. Yellow is more translucent than a blue. You need less metallic in the yellows than you do into the cyans. There's an anti-screen clash algorithm built in there. There's a whole range of complexity. But what it basically means is all you have to do is create metallic separation. So we've done one here. We've got the separation done. So the silver is the silver substrate. The white is the white ink mask. So unlike comparing it against the old-fashioned method, our separation shows you the silver substrate and the white, whereas the old-fashioned method doesn't show you a silver substrate, doesn't show you white. So what's the more logical thing? Design where you can see the effect correctly, accurately, with color separations that generates photorealistic separations. You've got tonal shading throughout there. It's not 100% white, it's not 100% silver substrate. We create tonal ranges based on our algorithms. So that means that we have these photorealistic separations. Now the next thing we're going to do is show you how we did it on your actual file, so we can show you how the plugin worked and what we did to it. We will then take that file and render it in the FX viewer, which we use to see the metallic effects, and then we can then see what the final printed result was like. Okay, so let's jump into it. Okay, so to convert this image, it's extremely simple. Despite there being lots and lots and lots of layers, we're going to make it really simple. So we'll go to the plugin menu, go to ColorLogic, go to Image Effects. We're going to press the Create Metallic Separation button. That's going to analyze the image and calculate the optimum metallic effect for each pixel in the image based on its hue value. So what that means is we end up with a color separation like this. Now we don't want everything to be metallic because if everything is metallic, it looks flat. So what we do recommend is making masks, and what we're going to do is basically just delete what we don't want to be metallic. Now in this case we did some different slight working. So for example, some of the starships are in CMYK against the Death Star, which is going to be in metallic. And some of the other little ships are going to be, the fighters are going to be in metallic as well. So it's this whole thing about contrast, metallic next to non-metallic. Now we can also boost up the metallic separation, so we can hit the boost button. That's going to add more metallic effect into the design. So basically we can add more reflectivity into it by using the boost button. Now that's all well and done. We've now got it. So we've got the image and we've added in the metallic separation. But here's the issue. Silver substrate and silver inks are grey. They have a grey appearance to them. So if you put that into your image, it's already got this grey, dark appearance to it. You're adding more darkness to the image than it needs. So I'm going to do a colour correction tool here, and this is where the skill and the training and education from ColorLogic comes in. It's not just about having the tools and the palettes that are fast and easy. It's about having the skill, the knowledge, and the training. So we've been doing this ColorLogic for 16 years, nearly 17 years now actually. I've been particularly doing this since 2002, working with decorative print embellishments and specialising specifically in metallics. We've done everything from writing algorithms and plugins and software. We know what we do, and we do it quickly. So I'm going to teach you a couple of things here. So first of all, I am going to take my layers and I'm going to flatten all that down. And I'm going to convert my image into CMYK, because you want to be doing your color correction on a CMYK image, not in an additive RGB color space. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a selection of all the ColorLogic pixels from our separation, and I'm going to do a new color correction mask through brightness and contrast. So in my properties, in the brightness field, I'm going to set that to 30. So as you can see now, straight away, my image is lightened a bit, and it's only through the ColorLogic separation area. Nothing else is affected. So we're compensating for the grayness of that substrate by removing some of that brightness, some of the dark grayness out of the image. Now we're going to do a similar sort of thing. We're going to make a new selection, go back onto our CMYK information, and this time we're going to do hue and saturation, and we're going to put the saturation up by about 15 points. And that's just to put a little bit of colour in there to compensate for that grayness of the substrate, because silver substrate is very overpowering, so it can kind of overpower the colour. So again, tips and tricks and to Illustrator. We're then going to into a page layout area. We're then going to make a PDF file, and we'll visualize that using the FX viewer. The FX viewer being the software that allows you to see the FX of your design. You can then take a screen recording and send it to a client for approval. Okay, so let's go and do that now.